Today we are going through the structures and algorithms. So our focus will be on Java anagrams. An anagram is a word that has the same letters as another word, but in a different order. The number of times each letter appears in the word is also the same. For this problem, you can ignore the difference between uppercase and lowercase letters. For example, cat and act are anagrams because they both have a C, that's one C, one A, and one T. But still, there are other anagrams of cat, which include TSC, TCA, ATC, and CTA. Yeah, so let us now move to code. I had to write the code before take you through how it is done in Java. So first of all, you declare put in variable. Let's call it is anagram and set it to true. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to check if the two strings are equal, because with anagrams, the the same number of characters must be same in both strings. That is in terms of counting. If the first one has two C's, the second one should have two C's, and the range of the total characters in each should be equal. Otherwise, they aren't anagrams. So this is how you check the length of a string in Java. So the length of the first string A, if it is not equal to the length of the second string P, then they aren't anagrams. So we return false at that point. So if it passes through this point where the two strings are equal, then now we proceed with the main logic. So the second step will be getting all the characters in the first string and then having them in a set. So a set in Java will hold only unique values. So in this case, unique characters. So if any of you try to add a character that is existing, it will not add, but it is still won't throw an error. So after we go through this loop, we shall have unique characters of the first string. Now the next step will be to create two maps, a map for each string we're going to check, that is a map of string A and a map of string P. So what the map will do, because this is how we are declaring it, it will hold our character in string format, and then the integer will be the number of times that character is appearing in string A. The same thing for string P. So we will loop through the characters we have and then count the number of times they're appearing and capture that in a map. So that's what we are doing here exactly, looping through the character set, and remember it's a set of string, but it is holding our characters. Then we check how many times it is repeating. So in each of the two maps, we store the character and how many times that character is repeating in string A in this case. Yeah, so we do have a method called repeats. So what it does, it checks how many times a character is repeated in a string. So we give it a string, we loop through the string. You can see how we are doing it here. So we declare a variable count and set it to 0, and then we get the length of string, we increment as we are going through. So we are using a for loop, and then at the point we are done with the for loop, then we return the number of times the character is repeated. Yeah, so at the end of this loop, we shall have two maps where if this index 0 and index 0, the means both are holding the same character in string format, and the number of times that character is being repeated, which now takes us to the last step where we loop through the characters again, because this is a set of characters, so we are going through it, and in each iteration we are checking if, for example, in the map of A, we get the number of times x is being repeated. We get the number of times x is being repeated, and check if it is equal to B in terms of how many times x is being repeated. In case the two are not equal in that iteration, then definitely the two strings are not anagrams, and we break at that point, and then we return false. Otherwise, we go through this loop successfully, then it means the two strings are anagrams. Now we need to test this by creating now the main class and then calling this anagram, this method basically, by passing two strings. So we're starting with passing two strings, of which we know they're anagrams, and confirm our code. Yeah, so this is turning through, which is okay. Let us now change it to something like a Z. So this one should not be anagrams, and then let us confirm. Yeah, false. So the code is working correctly. I've pasted the code in the video description. You can copy it and try it in your IDE. Thank you.